She gonna get, after this, she gonna get on there and call me 60 million, big. She gonna say all that.
Big.
Cause, cause that is true. I am a big. That is true.
Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
He's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and back to a brand new video. As you saw from the intro, in today's video, we are going to be discussing a segment that I saw last week of a trans-identifying man trying to somehow explain away dating when it comes to straight men and trans women. And can a man be straight and yet still sleep with a trans-identifying man and still call himself straight? We're going to dive deep into this discussion by watching a clip from a segment from the interview and just have an open discussion about this situation. And is it okay for trans-identifying men to create the rules when it comes to dating? Is it harassment? Is it borderline harassment? Is it right? Is it wrong to try and redefine what dating looks like for different people? Let's get into this. So this interview took place, I believe, last week. She's an interview with a trans-identifying man named TS Madison. Now, TS Madison is a very well-known trans-identifying actor. He's been in a lot of different movies and a lot of different TV shows. He actually became pretty famous after Vine took off. He did a Vine one day and it just blew up and it changed his life forever and changed the trajectory of his life forever, and he just kind of blew up from there. T.S. Madison is very open about, their transness and that they were not born a woman. They transitioned to being a woman. And the conversation took place with NeNe and T.S. about dating. And NeNe Leakes is a very old school type of person. She's very like black and white, this and that. There really is no in between. I'm out for all of these different labels. And T.S. Madison, of course, is somebody who represents, I guess, the new age idea of sexuality and identity when it comes to gender that we see mostly from the woke left. NeNe's talking about how she's now single, and the discussion turns into, well, would you date someone that TS dated, as in somebody who dates trans women? And NeNe's like, no, not gonna happen. And it opens up this discussion for them to have about what dating looks like and what makes a man straight, gay, bi, pansexual, etc. Let's watch this particular clip together and dissect it.
Because of the money situation.
Yes, because
otherwise you would never respond.
She could have called me 60 million. She gonna get, after this, she gonna get on there and call me 60 million, big. She gonna say all that.
Big.
Cause that is true. I am a big bitch.
I live for you to be a bitch with a big dick.
That is true.
Yeah, you heard it right. Big D blank. Not gonna say it, but you guys know exactly what they were saying and what TS was referring to as far as their anatomy. So in this case, TS Madison is a trans-identifying man who is pre-op, which means that they never had any surgeries down there, and he still has all of the male parts that every man has, twigs and berries. So that definitely, I feel, opens up the discussion even further, because if we're talking about a man who actively sleeps with a trans-identifying man who still has the male parts, meaning they have not transitioned completely and they still have the working parts, I'm not sure how you can say that that man who is sleeping with a T.S. Madison or any trans-identifying man with those parts, how you can call them straight. But the conversation digs a little deeper. Let's watch.
Bought me the first house.
Yeah, so you use it?
Yes.
You use it.
Viciously.
Wow. I could see you being like not connected and being really mean with it.
Yes.
No.
Get on your knees and eat.
Oh.
Is you hungry?
Oh.
Get on your knees and eat now.
Well, if you meet somebody that's just good for me, let me know. Because
Would you date him if I know him?
Yeah, that doesn't. Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, I when you guys be saying that, that's weird.
Why?
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
Well, he's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
He's bi?
Listen, because if a man come in here and he looks at me and you.
Yeah. What is he?
Well, he likes women.
Yeah, because he doesn't know.
And if he does know, he likes women.
Okay.
Now,
so, but what is he?
Well, that would possibly, it's a possibility.
He's bisexual?
He could be bi or he could be pan.
Okay, what was pan? I forgot. That means you be whatever you like, whatever you like.
Hearts,
pan.
not hearts.
Right. So whatever you see you like, whatever I'm on, that's what I'm on today.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
You know, a lot of men are a lot of men are pan, but they don't say anything. Like
I don't want to run into them. I don't want to date him.
NeNe, if you've dated,
I need you to like.
NeNe, if you've
Hello
dated,
Kitty all the time.
If you've dated men,
yes.
If you've dated men, there's a possibility in your life that
he's been with a man.
He's been with something.
What do you mean he's been with something?
He's been outside. I mean, here's the thing. I know that women consider trans women men because we were born male. But there's a difference between being man and male.
There's a difference between men and male. Now, if you're wondering where TS is trying to go with this is the whole idea that gender and sex are two different things. And if you believe that, then you are going to believe or buy into what I call nonsense in trying to equate being a woman with twigs and berries. You're just male. You're not a man. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. And NeNe is looking at TS Madison like he's crazy because he sounds crazy. You cannot sit here and tell me with a straight face that somebody who is willing to sleep with someone with twigs and berries is straight, because you're not. Now, I know they're going over, okay, so what exactly is he? Is he pan? Is he bi? Is he gay? Is he this? I don't know, but what I do know is he ain't straight, because no straight person is going to sleep with someone of the same sex. End of story, especially if that trans person still has the parts of the same sex. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's crazy how we're in this weird bubble, this weird realm of lunacy that we can sit here and listen to a conversation like this that makes zero sense, but because we're so used to appeasing these delusional people, we now are sitting here saying, okay, I guess that makes sense. And you can tell NeNe's kind of afraid to just say,
bitch, you crazy,
because she don't want to get canceled, right? So she's kind of sitting there saying, okay, I sort of get it. But you know, in her mind, she's like, no. Like, any man that's going to sleep with you having the parts of a man is not straight. End of story. And that shouldn't be controversial. That's just common sense. But for some reason, we are in this, again, weird place where people like TS Madison feel emboldened to speak this craziness and try to make it appear as though it's absolutely logical.
It's logical. Yes, I have a penis. Big T, but he's still straight.
Really?
I get it. But you have your part.
That's correct.
So he can love you and think you're so beautiful, and I want to sit with you.
There are men who deal with me that won't touch my parts. Anytime you see
But does he know it's there?
Yeah, he knows it's there. I'm not hiding it.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I mean, that
Listen,
wouldn't make any sense for
Well,
me.
I've had gentlemen to tell me, hey, put a pillow over that. And I'm like, well, you're not the nigga for me. You don't have to touch it and deal with it, but I'm not hiding shit from you.
So, okay, wait a minute. We got to go back and figure this out.
Yeah.
So the man...
Now we talking.
Yeah, so the man going to be sleeping with me and you? I don't want to talk to him no more.
You don't?
No.
Because,
see, he's not telling me the truth.
Well,
9 times out of
truth
10,
does he need to tell you, NeNe? Tell me.
the guy seemed like he would come and tell me that he's bisexual. So what if he never told me? Isn't he lying to me? You said they wake up and lie.
They do.
So he woke up and lied.
But how can we make men comfortable to even say that they find other things outside of
I don't know, but I feel
what
like he should
societal-
tell me what he likes.
But here's the thing. You might demonize him for telling.
I won't. I just probably won't be with him.
Yeah, that is correct. And then men risk they risk losing that. You know, there's some men that have experiences.
Wow. Do you hear the manipulation of that? I mean, TS Madison is trying to make NeNe Leakes feel bad about saying something that is logical, which is, if you are into that, you're not into me. And TS Madison's response is, yeah, well, if you say that, then you're going to make him go into a bubble. You're going to make him feel bad. You're going to make him feel, you know, like he can't open up. No, what she's doing is setting boundaries and letting him know that if you are into this flavor of ice cream, then I'm not for you. It's called transparency. You can like what you want to like, but don't sit here and tell me that I have to appease what you like in order to not be canceled. We ain't doing that.
Just like there are women that have had an experience.
Well, why he can't do to me the same thing he doing to you?
Because I don't have a
But that's, well, okay, you're right. Why the hell you going to sleep with me then going to sleep with you for?
Men like variety.
And to that I say, if that man likes variety, then he is not straight. And it's okay to say that, but stop pretending as though just because you want the world to see you as a full-fledged woman, that man is now straight, even though you have the parts of a man. Makes zero sense. Which brings me to another clip that I saw a long time ago. Now, I used to watch a show called Big Brother UK back in the day. This was back in like 2018, and there was a person on the show, a trans-identifying man by the name of India Woolaberry, I think it is. And this person was just insane. They were a trans-identifying man who was obsessed with everyone calling him a woman, with everyone seeing him as a woman, so much so that he would run around the entire house screaming, "I'm a woman, I'm a woman."
I'm in here as a woman, okay?
I agree with that,
Not
and
a
I
he,
respect that.
a she,
Nobody's
a woman,
questioning
okay?
that.
I'm a real woman, Amanda. I want you to know that.
Yes,
a
darling.
real woman, okay? I'm
Yes.
glad that's sinking in. I'm going to say it one more time so it really penetrates.
Yes.
I am a real woman, okay?
In fact, take a look at this scene, which I found to be the ultimate display of manipulation as well as sexual harassment. Now, in this scene, India is going on about how it shouldn't be a difference, or it shouldn't make a difference if a straight man is with him or with an actual biological female. And Genuine, who is a singer back in the 90s, is in the scene talking. This is a real conversation. And he's saying, look, I'm not into that. It's not my cup of tea. And watch how this trans-identifying individual loses their mind.
Do you go out with a transsexual woman?
I think I don't know. Personality for me is I mean, it's easy to say.
See, for me, this is the problem, because I think I don't know whether you would say it or not, but I feel that a lot of guys would not go out with somebody like me, even though I'm a woman, because
No,
they
some would,
they,
though.
they-
No, but what you have to remember
some
is the
would,
ones that do.
but they
The
would
ones that do
worry
are the
about the
ones that people-
connotations.
And I do believe the society is changing, and
then I believe it's your choice too. Like I would choose not to. Like that doesn't make me
But you would
scared.
you would go out with another woman.
Would I go out with
You would
another
woman. You would go out
A
with a
woman?
woman.
Yes, of course.
But you wouldn't go out with a transsexual woman.
No.
The fact Genuine here, you know, is happy to go with women, but he's
But
not
not
happy.
every woman.
Yeah, but he's happy to go with women, but he's not happy to go. This isn't an attack on you. I'm just saying he wouldn't feel comfortable going with what is termed, he wouldn't feel comfortable going with me. If you're in my situation and you are trying to date, there is an
but I want to
extremely
understand, so you're
narrow
saying-
band.
you're saying you're
and
not
from
gay,
my
but you're not gay.
experience, I'm not gay. But I've tried to date, and everything that comes back, you know, guys have chatted me up not knowing my past. But then as soon as they find out, whoa, I'm a woman, right?
Okay.
Forget about any T's or anything in front of it. I'm just a woman, okay? So on that score, you would date me, wouldn't you?
Not if you told me you was trans.
No, I'm not telling you I'm trans. I'm a woman.
A woman,
you would,
yeah, a woman.
You would date me then.
Woman, yeah.
Go on, let's have a kiss.
No.
You see, and I think all
He's just not that into it.
I think all the unspoken things that you can read into both those responses there illustrate my case 100%.
How disgusting. How absolutely disgusting and manipulative to sit there and to try and make him feel as though if you won't date me, then something's wrong with you. He doesn't want a man, period. Doesn't matter how you view yourself. You, biologically speaking, are still a male. No matter how many times you scream, Pinocchio, I want to be a boy, or I want to be a woman, you're still what you are. That's his preference, and he has every single right to have his own preference without you making him feel guilty or trying to sexually harass him by claiming you have to kiss me now. Prove it. Kiss me. Kiss me. What? In what universe does that even make any sense? It's disgusting. And it is manipulation 101. It is, you have to appease me or you're going to get canceled. And this was back in 2018. And as you know, from where we are right now, things have gotten progressively even worse than from there. So we're just going downhill from this point, folks. We're just going downhill. Fear not, because people like me will continue to use my big platform to speak truth in all this darkness. And I don't care. I've been canceled a million times. Cancel me again. Bring it on. You're a dude. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this video. Do you believe that if a person is sleeping with a trans person, that person is straight? Does it matter how the person identifies, or is biology still biology? I think you know where I stand. Let me know where you stand down below. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. Until next time, peace.